Hi everyone. Thank you, Sean. You always make me sound so amazing. So thank you for that. Um, I'm really excited to be a part of this today. And unfortunately, we were going to do a live event in the community, but due to everything that's going on in the world at the moment, this is our next option. So I think so far so good. And thank you to all of you for taking the time to tune in and to just get some more knowledge on what it means to play sport with autism. So I'm going to go through a bit of a presentation. So just bear with me while I get it up on the screen here because my computer skills aren't that amazing. And there we go. So my name is Kellie, and I am the mother of an incredible 8-year-old boy, Cooper, who is autistic. And you can see Cooper here in this main picture. Our days are filled with plenty of challenges. Cooper's lack of social awareness and his rigid and his inflexible thinking. His sensory sensitivities affect nearly every single situation that we find ourselves in. But to be honest, the good outweigh the bad these days due to a lot of hard work and a lot of therapy. Pre-diagnosis, I probably couldn't have said the same thing. Life was really tough for us. Cooper was only 3, and I could see he was struggling with the world around him, that he couldn't quite make sense of everything. I felt really trapped and I felt really isolated from the world. I couldn't take him out into public forums. He would scream and cry, and it was a really difficult time. He'd also throw himself into walls and into furniture and into me constantly. And this was all him trying to regulate the feelings that he was having in his little body. But because we didn't know that he had autism at that point, I wasn't sure how to help him either. So it was a really tough time for us, and probably a time that I think a lot of you can relate to. One night we decided for our own mental health to head around to our local football oval and to just have a kick of the football as a family. Now this probably was more for our benefit as adults rather than for Cooper's benefit, but we just needed to get out of the house. What we found when we got to that oval was Cooper took to that football straight away. He turned into a completely different kid. I don't see him laugh and actually enjoy activities very often, but on this night, he was laughing, he was enjoying what he was doing. And there was this amazing sense of calm come over him, which was really eye-opening for us. He was tackling, he was dodging, he was kicking, we were laughing. It was a really wonderful experience, and it was a really enjoyable family time for us. But on the way home, I noticed just how calm he was. And it was just such a contrast to the little boy that we had walked to that oval with. So it got me thinking that this might be really good therapy for Coop. Maybe some physical exercise, doing kicking, running would be really good for him. So I contacted AFL Goldfields, our local AFL affiliate, and asked if they had an All Abilities program running in the Ballarat region. They didn't at that time, and were swift to ask me if I'd mind starting one. And so that's sort of where AAA Sports was born, I guess you'd say. So AAA Sport Ballarat is a not-for-profit organisation that provides cricket, AFL, soccer to children of all abilities. We aim to provide maximum inclusion, so one-on-one coaching, and we do that through engaging the local Ballarat Grammar School, who send about 20 to 30 children out every Sunday morning to complete community-based service hours and give the participants in my program one-on-one support. It's been such a beautiful partnership, and it's really helped the kids to become more successful in what they're learning. We use adaptive coaching techniques and modified equipment to suit all the different abilities that we see come through our program. And we also try to promote an environment that's fun and full of friendship for these kids. The power of an inclusive environment is that it develops confidence in children and in adults. It provides them a safe place to learn. It helps to build their social awareness of other children, volunteers, adults. It raises awareness in our community about the abilities of these children. It gives them the opportunity to practice turn taking and follow rules. And look, to be honest, sport just offers so many adaptation methods that it really can suit everybody. So when we talk about engaging children in sport at home, you know, quite often autistic children aren't really keen to do sport. We all know that. So some great ways to engage beginners at home are to make it fun and engaging, keep it really simple, and make it achievable. We don't want to set goals for them that are going to be too hard, because if it's too hard, they're not going to do it. So we slowly progress through those goals. So keep it really simple. Use their interests to engage them. So if they're interested in trains or dinosaurs, then incorporate trains and dinosaurs into what you're teaching them so that they're more likely to be engaged. Set a small amount of time to play and then give them a break. So we don't want them doing 30 minutes of sport and absolutely hating every minute of it. Rather set them 5 minutes, really enjoy the activity, have a break, and then you can do another 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the afternoon and build a love for it rather than, you know, really overwhelming them. Use really simple language and instructions. We don't want to use too many words. Make sure that you're demonstrating and showing the activity. These guys are real visual learners, so you will have far more success if you're visually showing them how you want them to complete the task. Offer some different reinforcements, so maybe use a bump pad and let them crash into it. You know, give them other ways to engage in sport that aren't so traditional. Make it a part of your daily schedule, so build sport into your daily routine. And you'll see this picture here is the visual schedule I use for my children at home. Now, Cooper doesn't use a daily schedule every day, but under times of stress, like it is at the moment with us being stuck at home and the kids don't understand what's going on, we've resorted back to the basics, and we're now using the visual schedule to help him feel more normal and keep him on track. Use a social story to explain the skill and the activity that you want to learn, and use a time timer to keep participants on track. Let the participants help to design what the activity looks like. If they've got a vested interest in what you're wanting them to do, they're going to be far more likely to give it a go, and make it all about fun and engagement. So some sporting activities that you can modify at home, and these are just a few little ideas for you guys to try something new at home while we've got the opportunity. Volleyball's a great one. You can use a string in the lounge room, start with a really soft ball or even a few pairs of socks rolled up, and then progress to outside with the string between the fence and a harder ball once you develop those basics. Hockey's another one. So start with maybe a tennis racket sitting on the ground, use a larger, softer ball, and then progress to a smaller, harder ball using laundry baskets as goals. When it comes to AFL football, start with rolling the footy to each other. Most of us have got a footy at home. There wouldn't be too many families who don't, I would think, especially in Victoria. So start by rolling the footy to each other, get them used to the shape of the ball. You know, it's a really different shape, so get them used to that. Play a game throwing the ball to each other rather than kicking, and practice going from one end of the goals to the other. Then maybe progress to a small odds kick size football and some kicking. With cricket, start with a larger, softer ball. If you don't have a cricket bat, maybe use a tennis racket with a larger head on it. If bowling's too difficult, roll it down. You don't need to be teaching bowling straight off. We just want to get them those basic skills to get them started. In terms of basketball, you can use washing baskets as goals and a lighter, softer ball to practice the bouncing with, and then progress to a heavier ball once they get the hang of that. Another great activity we like to do a lot at home is kids yoga. So YouTube is full of awesome kids yoga videos, and we're big fans here of Cosmic Kids. So it's another way to get kids interested and active. Dance videos, we do a lot of filming of the kids doing dance videos in the lounge room, and then I play it back to them. When you're playing it back to them, they're more likely to go, oh, I can do something more next time, and they become more and more focused on seeing what the next outcome's going to be. So I find this a really great way to get their heart rate up and get them involved in some fun activity. And one of our ultimate favourites here at home with my kids is an obstacle course of any sort. We can use cones, you can use chairs, you can use washing baskets, whatever you've got laying around the house. Create an obstacle course. I play music, and when the music stops, the kids have to run to one of the obstacles and stop at that obstacle. And at each obstacle, I have an activity. So they may have to do 5-star jumps at that obstacle, or they may need to do a crab claw walk through the obstacle course, or you can make up any sort of activity that you like. If they're interested in trains, you could get them chugging through the course like a train, or you could have them reversing and using the beep beep sound like a big lorry through the course. So use their interest to engage them in that a little bit more. They're just a few. There's obviously a heap more sports at home. 10-pin bowling's another one that comes to mind for me. We can set up anything amongst the kids' toys and have a ball and roll them over and knock them down. And how much fun is that to see things knock over? We know kids love that stuff. So the next step would be to join an All Abilities club or program. This would then help them to continue and develop their confidence, build on their basic skills, to learn the more modified rules of disability sport, practice some of their social skills and turn taking, and gain some independence to play without mum and dad by their side. It also helps to decrease isolation for participants and for families, and gain confidence to participate in school sports. So I know often sport at school is quite difficult, especially in mainstream schools for children with autism. So, you know, slowly building their skills at home and then in an All Abilities program will give them more confidence to be able to participate with their school friends in class. I think really important things to remember when kids are playing sport at school is to communicate with their teachers about your child's abilities. So if you've been teaching them certain things at home, communicate that with the PE teacher so they can help to incorporate that stuff into their lesson plans and create a more inclusive environment for your child. Ensure that the school is open to using adaptations and to continue to grow the confidence of your child. And participating at school allows them to learn social etiquette, turn-taking rules and consequence, all really important life skills that they're going to need. some schools aren't really aware that using visuals during sport can be helpful. So maybe, you know, share with your PE teachers the visuals that you use with your kids at home. If we can keep that repetitive stuff happening, the children are far more likely to be engaged. So after school, obviously we are so lucky here in Victoria to have some amazing adult programs for children with disabilities. And just a few, and these are just a few that I've been involved in, but we have the National Cricket Inclusion Carnival run by Cricket Australia. We have the AFL Inclusion Cup. The AFL have a feeder football league. We have the Victorian Blind Football League. We have Cricket Schools Inclusion Cup, Soccer Fives in Melbourne. Special Olympics run some amazing programs. And we are also really lucky to have the AAA Play website, where if you are looking for a sporting activity for your child, you can go to AAA Play, type in your area, and all abilities programs within your area will come up, and you can find some great activities that you didn't even know were around. So that's another great resource for us. So that's really all from me, guys. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of incentive to get the kids active at home while we're stuck at home. I'm always available if anybody has any questions. This is my email, and happy to share any of my knowledge with any of you if there's things that you need help with. Thanks.
Hello, welcome back. I think I had my microphone on mute, so you couldn't hear me typing, and I forgot to unmute it coming back. We will get this technology sorted out and make it all work. So a really big thank you to Kellie, a mountain of experience. She's only been doing this for a few years, but obviously from such intense involvement across so many different sports, being a parent 24/7, of course, the first priority in life, as well as being a coach to people from young children through to adults. Kellie has built up an incredible amount of knowledge and skills in a very short amount of time. As Kellie mentioned, AAA Play is a fantastic place to go, and on the AAAvic.org.au website, if I've gotten that correct, you can search by postcode and find sports close to you. And I encourage everyone to sign up for the newsletter, as Sam and Set and the team at AAA Play are sharing incredible resources and more stories, sort of behind the scenes looks, as I mentioned, with the ambassadors, including the recent one with Tony Langdon. We're going to hand over